Gianno Caldwell joins me now. All right, Gianno, welcome back to the program. Tell me this. What happens if the military does show up in Chicago? What kind of reception do you think they'll get?
Well, it seems as though the politicians in Illinois and Chicago specifically have not been responsive to what I believe the people of Chicago have been demanding. That's peace, that's safety and security, that they can walk down the streets and not be concerned about being murdered, shot in the head, or have their children walk to school. So how is it that they're saying they don't want President Trump's support and help is a mystery, I think, to any reasonable person. Hopefully, if there were to be that kind of help, and, you know, I've heard the word National Guard, which we've had Democrats like State Representative LaShawn Ford have called for the National Guard to come into Chicago and quell the violence. So this hasn't just been a Donald Trump, statement. There's been other Democrats that have also called for it, but there's other resources in which the federal government can supply. That's ATF, that's DEA, that's FBI, any of those alphabet agencies, including the DOJ, to come in and take a look at what's going on, help with the Chicago police who've lost much manpower, thousands of officers in the most recent past. They need the help. So yes, they should be wide open, hands wide open, arms open. Come in, help us. Let's work together. Is
Gianno,
what the people should be
you know this firsthand. I believe in 2022, your 18-year-old younger brother was murdered. I don't believe that crime has ever been solved. So you know what you're talking about. This is firsthand stuff for you.
100%. And I'm angry. I'm angry about what happened to my brother. And I do blame the Democrats for what has been inaction on what people have been asking for help for decades in the city of Chicago. Instead of making matters better in answering and responding to those calls, they made them worse by creating policies like the Safety Act, which eliminates cash bail, or the no chase policy in Chicago, where police officers, they have to call into their supervisors to get approval before they were to chase a suspect on foot or in car. Meanwhile, the suspect has gotten away by the point that they've gotten an answer from the supervisor and approval. It's insanity what we've seen in Chicago policy-wise. It's insanity what we've seen from J.B. Pritzker and the Democrats statewide. The people need help. They're demanding it. And I think the call should be answered today.
The former mayor of New York City, that's Bill de Blasio, he admitted that Democrats need to do a lot better when it comes to fighting crime. Watch this.
I think it's always a fair question with Democrats. Are we doing everything that we can constitutionally and appropriately to fight crime? And I think the Democratic Party has to look at this issue much more honestly and say, hey, there are some places where we should be doing better. Our leaders should be doing better.
That's rich coming from de Blasio, who did not do a good job on crime in New York City. Why are Democrats still, to this day, soft on crime?
100%. And Bill de Blasio was a failure of a mayor. And he now understands, because he has the experience, to know that the policies in which he pushed were failures for the communities in which relied on him as mayor. So I don't understand why Democrats continuously capitulate to the very far left of their party when it comes to crime. They said that it was criminal justice reform after George Floyd, but in fact, it's been justice for the criminal. And that is where it's asinine. These policies that they've created, these laws that they created, which have disenfranchised residents across the nation. And this has to come to an end. That's why we have people like Donald Trump, who's making the brave and bold decisions, whether it be in D.C., whether he's talking about Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, or otherwise. We've not seen a leader like this in many, many years who's willing to take the hit because he knows it is the right thing to do. And I respectfully request that President Trump does not waver on sending in the resources into Chicago, regardless if the leadership there would accept them or not. The people are asking their president to get involved. Forget the politicians.
Gianno, I've got 20 seconds. Are you going to run for the Senate from Illinois?
I am seriously considering running for the U.S. Senate in Illinois. My brother's legacy, the tragedy that he faced in many families across the state, deserves serious leadership and somebody who's willing to solve the problems of the state of Illinois through the U.S. Senate. So I'm very open, and I'm talking to folks at the national and local level about this as I consider more.
You, sir, are all right. You can come back anytime you like. Gianno Caldwell. Thanks for
Thank
being
you,
here.
Stuart.
Thank you, sir.